Welcome back to our channel, everybody. Today is a beautiful sunny Tuesday, which is honestly the perfect vibe for diving deep into the absolute soapy chaos that Port Charles is serving up right now. We love breaking down these wild twists and turns with you, so grab a snack, settle into your favorite spot, and let's get right into the madness we're expecting for the week of May 4th to May 8th. Okay, so I've been thinking about this, and I literally cannot get Friday's cliffhanger out of my head. Like, Cassius grabbing Josslyn's arm, cornering her in her own apartment. It's weird. Like, really weird. The whole thing is just weird. We all knew Josslyn was flying entirely too close to the sun with this whole, I'm just a normal college student who happens to be a rogue WSB agent routine. But actually being physically intimidated by Cassius, that's a massive escalation. Spoilers for the week of May 4 to 8 say she's in grave danger, and honestly, she should be. She's been asking way too many questions about Cesar Faison, Anna Devane, and Nathan West. Wait, actually, let me back up. First, I should mention how we even got to this point with Cassius and Josslyn. It was Britt. Britt is the one who ratted Josslyn out. She literally told Cassius about Josslyn's WSB status. And here's what's bugging me. Why would Britt do that? She saved Josslyn from the hook killer on the docks. So we know she has some baseline level of caring about whether Josslyn lives or dies. But now she's just serving her up on a silver platter to fake Nathan. I mean, not exactly, but kind of. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe Britt was trying to protect Josslyn by warning Cassius to keep Ross Cullum away from her. Because if Cullum, who is a ruthless WSB director and a literal murderer, finds out Josslyn is poking around his business, he will kill her. But then again, that doesn't explain why Cassius is now the one menacing Josslyn. Cassius isn't Nathan. He's not the good guy. He's a manipulative snake who is impersonating his dead twin brother to stay in Jen Sidwell's inner circle. So of course he's going to use this WSB intel against her. I think it was episode 12 or 13. Somewhere around there when Josslyn was pumping him for info on Faison at the gym. And he completely dropped the sweet Nathan act. He got so defensive. So now Nathan is at her apartment and he wants answers. If he goes against Britt and spreads this intel to Cullum or Sidwell, Josslyn is done for. Is she going to be Spoon Island's newest captive? Actually, no, let's talk about the current captives on Spoon Island. Lucas Jones-Poor. Grieving Lucas is threatened on Monday. Pascal is out for blood because he wants revenge for Marco Rios' murder. And because Cassius, again, being an absolute menace, planted the idea in Sidwell's head that Lucas might have killed Marco. Lucas has a massive target on his back. Why did Cassius do that? To deflect from Cullum, obviously, because Cullum is the real killer and Cullum controls Britt Huntington's meds. It's a vicious cycle. But why is Lucas even still at Windermere? Oh, right. He's trying to reverse engineer the prototype meds to save Britt. He's so loyal. Probably doesn't matter, but I noticed Felicia supports Lucas on Friday. Felicia is Mac's wife, Lucas's uncle. Wait, no, Mac is Robin's uncle. What was I saying? Oh, right. Felicia is stepping up for Lucas. Which makes sense, because the legacy families have to stick together when Sidwell is on the warpath. Anyway, the point is... Wait, what was the point? Oh, the danger. Everyone is in danger. Which brings me to Ethan Lovett and Rick Lansing. Tuesday spoilers say Ethan delivers intel to Sonny, and Rick is tested. I love this. I absolutely love this dynamic. Okay, I know I just said the opposite about the writing sometimes, but hear me out. This is brilliant. Rick was the one who got Sonny to test Ethan in the first place, right? Rick is so incredibly paranoid and jealous of Luke Spencer's legacy that he assumes Ethan is trying to infiltrate the Corinthos organization. But Sonny trusts Ethan, so now Ethan is out there covering his tracks on Wednesday, and he probably spots Rick having that highly suspicious chat with Ava Jerome. Ava is playing such a dangerous game with Sidwell right now, manipulating Laura and acting like Sidwell's confidant. So if Ethan sees Rick and Ava whispering, and he delivers that intel to Sonny, oh man, Sonny's gonna test Rick. It's only fitting. Sonny will probably feed Rick false information to see if Rick runs back to Ava, who would then run to Sidwell. It's classic mob strategy. But Sonny faces a dilemma on Wednesday. What kind of dilemma does he realize his own brother might be betraying him? Or is the dilemma about taking out Sidwell? Because on Friday, Sonny takes extreme measures. Ethan literally offered to physically wipe Sidwell off the map for Sonny. Does Sonny finally give the green light for a hit? If he does, Port Charles is going to explode. Speaking of explosions, let's look at Carly. Thursday spoilers say Carly gets alarming news. And then on Friday, Carly makes an announcement. My brain is jumping all over the place with this one. If Josslyn goes missing on Monday, does it really take until Thursday for Carly to get alarming news that pacing feels weird. So maybe the alarming news isn't about Josslyn. Maybe it's about Jack Brennan. Brennan just barged into Carly's bedroom and realized she was cheating on him. He knows there's another man. He's going to figure out it's Valentine Cassadine, who Carly has been hiding in her attic like a literal fugitive. If Brennan catches them, he is going to unleash his wrath. But wait, Valentine makes contact with Nina on Thursday. So Valentine isn't arrested, he's still free. And he's still trying to execute his plan to use Nina to trap Brennan. So maybe Carly's alarming news is that Brennan is onto them and is planning a massive WSB strike on her house. And what is Carly's announcement on Friday? Is she publicly confessing to harboring Valentine to take the heat off him? Or maybe she's announcing a massive reward for Josslyn? I don't know. Carly always goes scorched earth when her kids are threatened. So if Josslyn is in danger, Brennan might be the least of Carly's worries. Okay, wait, let me pivot to Britt. Wednesday, spoilers say Britt is floored. Why is she floored? We know Rocco Falconeri just broke down in the GH chapel and confessed to Britt that he was the one who shot Ross Cullum. He did it to save Britt and Jason. Britt completely panicked, telling him that if Cullum finds out, they're dead. So Britt already knows the secret. Why is she floored on Wednesday? Maybe Cullum does something terrifying that proves he's getting closer to the truth. Or maybe she finds out that Cassius told Lulu about Rocco's confession. Because look at Friday, Nathan puts pressure on Lulu. Cassius has been trying to convince Lulu to send Rocco out of town. He claims it's for Rocco's own good so the kid doesn't blab. But Cassius really just wants to protect his own cover with Sidwell. Lulu is already fuming that Cassius told her about Rocco confessing to Britt. Lulu hates Britt. She thinks Britt is nothing but trouble, so if Nathan is pressuring her, Lulu's gonna push back. Her maternal instincts are strong, but she has this massive blind spot when it comes to Nathan. Will she finally realize he's not the man she loved? And Dante. Dante is flabbergasted on Friday. Dante has been aggressively investigating the Marco Rios murder, the Cullum shooting, and the Route 91 car crash. He seeks out Liz on Wednesday. Why Liz? Does Liz know something about the missing meds? Or maybe Dante is asking her about Isaiah Gannon's alibi. Because Curtis confides in Jordan on Tuesday. Curtis is laser focused on proving Isaiah was the driver who ran them off the road. But if Curtis breaks Isaiah's alibi, it exposes the fact that Isaiah was making a secret house call to treat Rocco's infected hand. Which means Rocco's timeline falls apart, and Dante might figure out his own son is the shooter. If Dante realizes Rocco shot a WSB director, and Jason is taking the fall for it, yeah, flabbergasted is the perfect word. Wait, let's talk about Liz for a second. Dante seeks her out, but on Tuesday, Elizabeth makes a request of Laura. What could Liz want from the mayor? Is it funding for Drew Kane's communication tools? Liz has been trying to help paralyze Drew communicate, which is making Willow absolutely terrified. Speaking of Willow, Thursday spoilers say Willow's confident in her plan. She is so unhinged right now. She blackmailed her own mother Nina with the syringe. She threatened Michael's girlfriend Jacinta. She is ruthlessly keeping Drew paralyzed to protect herself. If she's confident, it means she thinks she has outsmarted everyone. But she hasn't. She never does. And Laura. Wednesday says, Laura tries to protect a loved one. Is it Lulu? Laura knows Lulu is dating Nathan and might sense the danger there. Or maybe it's Ezra Boyle. Ezra confessed that he was the reason Sidwell framed Laura for murder. But Laura has this weird, soft spot for him. She's trying to build an alliance with him against Sidwell. But Ava is manipulating Laura into caving to Sidwell's demands. The political web here is just so messy. Let's go off on a tangent about the Savoy because I need a break from the murder plots. Guest star Michael James Scott from Broadway's Aladdin is performing. Gio and Emma just went to see him in New York, and now he's bringing the magic to Port Charles. It's going to be such a fun night. On Monday, Trina and Kai get amorous. It's been a slow burn for them, but they are bonding over the massive trauma of keeping the secret that Willow shot Drew. But then on Thursday, Trina and Gio make a pact. What kind of pact? A music career. Trina just performed at the reopening of Charlie's Pub with Gio playing guitar for her. They have this undeniable musical chemistry. Maybe they decide to form a duo, but what about Kai? Is he going to get jealous? And what about Emma Gio is dating Emma? This could get so complicated. And Molly is suspicious on Thursday. What is Molly suspicious of Cody Bell? Cody fumbled his words during their romantic night and almost said, I love you. Is Molly suspicious of his feelings? Or maybe she's suspicious of Christina's past with Ethan Lovett. Christina and Ethan have been catching up, and Ethan was so protective of her back in the day with her abusive ex, Kiefer. If Ethan and Christina spark up a romance, Molly will definitely have her radar up. Actually, no, first, I should mention Brook Lynn and Chase. Monday, Brook Lynn is moved. Tuesday, Chase and Brook Lynn discussed their future. They just got conditionally approved by Willow to foster baby Phoebe. Brook Lynn is probably moved by holding the baby or seeing Chase be so sweet with her. But here's the massive, glaring issue. Brook Lynn is hiding a terrible secret. She was the one who hit the guardrail on Route 91 the night Jordan and Curtis crashed. She had been drinking wine at Charlie's pub, got tipsy, scraped the rail, and kept driving because she was terrified of failing a breathalyzer and losing Phoebe. Tracy Quartermain is enforcing a strict cover-up, but the guilt is eating Brook Lynn alive. She feels like she caused the crash, even though we know Jordan actually caused it by taking her eyes off the road to passionately kiss Curtis. But Brook Lynn doesn't know that, so when she and Chase are discussing their future, she is carrying this massive burden of guilt. If Chase finds out she committed a hit and run and lied to him, their marriage and their foster application are going to go up in flames. It's so tragic because she has worked so hard to redeem herself. Okay, let me review all of this because my brain is spinning. Josslyn is cornered by Cassius and in extreme danger because she knows too much about Faison and the WSB. Britt is floored probably by the sheer weight of Rocco's secret or Cullum's threats. Lucas is threatened by Pascal at Windermere, but Felicia is stepping up to support him. Ethan is playing a dangerous game of spy versus spy, with Rick Lansing delivering intel to Sonny that might expose Rick's shady chats with Ava. Sonny's facing a dilemma but ultimately takes extreme measures, which could mean a mob hit on Jen Sidwell.